so how many employees do you have in your business? Or how many partners are there in the business? And he said, well, there's three of us. And I said, and what is your annual revenue? He said, well, about $1 million, $1.1 million, $1.2 million if we had a good year. I said, okay, so that, three partners, over a business of that size, I get it, I understand. But now you want to bring in this fourth person as an employee, but give them shares in the business, correct? And he says, yeah. I said, well, why do you want to do that? He says, well, because we really want this person to know how valuable they are, and we want them to have an interest in the end result. So I said, well, why don't you just pay them more instead of giving them shares in the business? And he said, well, because we think that giving this particular individual shares in the business is going to incentivize them to want to do a better job. And so as we started talking through the conversation, it became self-evident that maybe making this new person a common shareholder wasn't a good idea, that maybe they could achieve the same incentive by giving this individual preferred shares that the individual could only have as long as they were employed by the business. And so the point is not so much how they created this incentive, but the point is that as a business owner, make sure that you've built the right incentives for your team that aren't going to be to the detriment of the business. Giving someone shares in your business only to have them leave a year later, what happens with their shares? How do you value them? It can become quite messy and quite ugly. So incentives are important, but they have to be aligned with the long-term interests of the business and what the business is trying to achieve.